I was recently asked about holiday surveillance. Do private investigators do more surveillance on holidays? And do insurance companies request more surveillance on holidays? Well, the simple answer to this is yes. Insurance companies do ask for more surveillance on holidays. But that is not the most surprising thing about holiday surveillance. The most surprising thing may shock you, so let's go into the details really quick. Who requests surveillance and why? We need to discuss that first. Insurance companies, divorce attorneys, regular clients are the ones that usually call PIs or send them cases. So, why do they request surveillance on holidays? The biggest reason is really because they assume it's a holiday, people are going to be more active. It's going to be, if it's the 4th of July, they expect people to be going to the beach and barbecuing and everything like that. And I've had cases where that's worked out. But based on my experience, this is what usually happens when I go out on surveillance on holidays. One of the biggest things that occurs is that by the time I get there, my subject has already left for the holiday. They had plans, they went somewhere, they went to go visit grandma or go visit kids or whatever, because the client wants me to go out on the morning of the 4th of July. But the subject may have left on the 2nd or the 3rd, another time. The same with Christmas. They may go out days ahead of time, even a week ahead of time, or any holiday. That's what happens a lot of the times. I will end up showing up on scene and never see my subject, just to find out that they actually weren't home. Another one that happens all the time too is that I never see, or I have very limited activity of what I see of the subject being home, and I never see them really outside. I might see lights come on, I might see somebody walk by a window, something like that. Maybe a child comes out and gets something out of the car, something like that, but I never get outside activity of my subject. And this is something that you have to keep in mind too. The subject, or many people, will rest, they'll relax, they'll recoup on their holidays. I do that a lot. I know on holidays I don't go out very often. Here's one of the big things is a lot of times other people come to their house, and that's like a perfect good example for our house. You're not going to see me outside on a holiday most of the time, unless maybe I go to the front door to greet somebody or go to the front door when guests are leaving. Family, my kids, my grandkids, everybody comes over and sees us usually. Or if we are doing anything, well, it's in the backyard and you can't see what's going on back there. Now, here's the big shocking truth. Here's the numbers based on my experience. About 50% of the time when I go out on holiday surveillance or send someone out on holiday surveillance, that we get any kind of activity that we see of the subject. And of that 50%, maybe 50% of that, maybe, so that's about 25% chance, or 25% of the time, we get any kind of good intel or good video that actually helps our client. So, should you do holiday surveillance? Well, if your client requests it, yes, you should. I mean, if you want to keep your client, you probably need to. Now, some clients, some insurance companies, you can turn that down. One of the things that I always did, and I don't do holiday surveillance anymore, but when I did take those on, they were a 200% charge. I doubled my fee because I don't want to go out on a holiday. I want to spend that time with my family, or my surveillance investigators don't want to go out. They want to be able to spend time with their family. So in order to find someone to go out that can do a good job that you can rely on, and it might be yourself that has to go out, you want to be duly compensated for that. And when I talk to my client about that upcharge in that, I explain why, but I also explain the numbers. And I tell them, based on my experience, we don't usually get any kind of good intel if we get any activity at all. So hopefully that helps out when your clients call you and are asking for surveillance on Christmas, on New Year's, whenever it is. Keep that in mind. Now, please, if you've got this far, you probably found some value in the video, in the channel. Go down and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.